Alright, so here's the solutions to your study guide and how you work it out. Look at the first one, you're given M and B. So you plug in your slope for your M and your y-intercept for your B. You get y equals negative x plus 2. So that one's the same way. You're given your M, which is negative 1/3. You're given your B, which is negative 6. Plug in negative 1/3 for M and negative 6 for B. If you look at the top here, you can see that's your original formula. Alright, the next one, you're given your slope and a point. So right here we take our y equals mx plus b and we plug in negative 3 for m. And we got y equals negative 3x plus b. Now we also know we have x and y, 4 and 8. And so we're going to plug those in for x and y. So we got 8 equals negative 3 times 4 plus b. Negative 3 times 4 is negative 12. And we got 8 equals negative 12 plus b. So we're going to solve our equation. We add 12 to both sides. We get b equals 20. Our equation is y equals negative 3x plus 20. Next we have the same thing. We got 5/8 for our slope, 4 negative 8 for our x and y. Plug them in. We get negative 8 equals 5/8 times 4 over 1 plus b. Cross cancel your 4 and your 8. You got 5 times 1 is 5. 2 times 1 is 2. Subtract 5/2. You got negative 8 and a negative 5/2, which gives you a negative 10 and 1/2. Our equation will be y equals 5/8 x minus 10 and 1/2. The next one, we're going to use the slope formula to find our slope, and then plug it into y minus mx equals b to find our b for our linear equation. So the first one, we got number 5, we have two ordered pairs, 0, negative 2, that's x1, y1. We have 6, negative 7, which is x2, y2. Plug in negative 7 minus negative 2 over 6 minus 0. We have negative 7, minus a negative makes a positive, which gives me negative 7 plus 2 over 6, which in turn gives me m equals negative 5/6. So then we're not finished, we still have to find our b. So we say y equals negative 5/6x plus b. I plugged in 0, negative 2. Negative 5/6 times 0 is 0, so b equals negative 2. Our equation is y equals negative 5/6x minus 2. Number 6, we got our x1, y1, x2, y2. Plug them in, I get negative 15 minus 17. Like signs you add gives me a negative 32. Negative 12 minus negative 3, that's going to be negative 12 plus 3, which is negative 9. So I get 32 over 9 is my slope. So I'll plug it in. I'm going to use negative 3 and 17. Cross cancel here. That gives me a negative 1 right here. And 3 on the bottom, which gives me negative 32 over 3. Add negative 32 over 3 to 17. Add both sides. That gives me b equals 27 2/3. So my equation is y equals 32 over 9x plus 27 2/3. Alright, next one, a math tutoring website charges a flat fee of $25 for a sign-up fee plus $12 for every hour of tutoring. Write a linear equation for this situation. I know $12 for every hour is repeating every hour, so that's my slope or rate of change. And my flat fee is 25, which is my y-intercept. So I got y equals 12x plus 25. My slope is 12. My y-intercept is 25. And right there it says, what will be the total cost after 12 hours? Well, I just use my original equation here. Plug in 12 for x, because that's my amount of hours. 12 times 12 is 144, plus 25 is $169. What is the domain for the equation for G? I know I start with 0 hours, and I just plugged in 12 hours, so I'll go to 12. That's in set notation. Do interval notation. List them all out. What is my range? Well, my y-intercept is 25, and my total is 169. And then here's that's my set. This is my interval notation. Number 7. Internet provider charges $18 per month plus initial setup fee. One customer paid a total of $85 after 3 months of service. So initially, I know that my slope is 18, and an order pair is 3 and 85. So I set up my equation y equals 18x plus b. Plug in my x and my y here, x and y. And that gives me 3 for my x, 85 for my y. 18 times 3 is 54. Subtract 54 from both sides, and I get b equals 31. My equation is y equals 18x plus 31. Setup fee is $31. How much does it cost after 5 months of service? Just plug in 5 for x. 18 times 5 is 90 plus 31. It's $121. Alright, next. It says your gym membership costs $20 per month after initial membership fee. You paid a total of $400 after 10 months. Initially, we know $20 is our slope, and my order pair is 10 and 400. So I got y equals 22x plus b. Plug in my x and y for x and y in my equation. 400 equals 22 times 10 plus b. 400 equals 220 plus b. So I subtract 220 from both sides. B equals $180. Gym membership is y equals 22x plus 180. Find the cost after 9 months. Plug in 9 for x. 9 times 22 is 198. Plus 180 is 378. And my equation, no, $378. All tickets for the concert are the same price. Number 9, the ticket agency adds a fixed fee to every order. A person who orders 8 tickets pays $85, and a person who orders 5 tickets pays $61. Let's go ahead and go to the next page. We're given 2 ordered pairs here. There are 8 and 85 and 5 and 61. You come back here. We use our float formula to set it up. We got y2, I used 85. You can do it either way and still get the same answer. If you do 61 minus 85, you gotta do 5 minus 8. But I did 85 minus 61, and 8 minus 5, and m equals 8. So my slope is 8. And now I plugged that back in, and I used 5 and 61 right over here. So I use y minus mx equals b. Plugged in 61 for my y and 5 for my x. I did 8 times 5 is 40. 61 minus 40 is 21. So there's my y-intercept. Our equation, m is 8, b is 21, and our order pairs are listed. My equation, y equals 8x plus 21. How much do 4 tickets cost? Plug 4 in for x. 8 times 4 is 32 plus 21, $53. Alright, biologists have found that a number of croaks from some frogs make per minute is related to the temperature. The relationship is very close to being linear. When frogs croak 40 times a minute, it is about 52 degrees. When they croak 60 times a minute, it is about 62 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm going to write my ordered pairs down. 40 and 52, x and y, x and y. 9, so I say 62 minus 52 is 10, 60 minus 40 is 20, That gives me m is 1/2. So I know my m is 1/2 here. So I got to plug it back in, and I'm using 40 and 52. I plug in 40 for x, 52 for y. I use y minus mx equals b. I do half of 40 is 20. 52 minus 20 is 32. B equals 32. So that's my b, my y-intercept. My equation is y equals 1/2 x plus 32. How warm is it when the frogs are croaking 100 times a minute? All I do is plug in 100 for x. Half of 100 is 50. 50 plus 32 is 82 degrees. If John deposits $80 in a bank account and wants to obtain $250 interest for that account in 5 months, then at what rate must his bank give him in order to reach his goal? Alright, so I know that my interest is $250, so I'll plug it in for I. I know that 80 is how much I deposit, so that's P. I don't know my rate, but I know I'm looking for 5 months, so that's my time. So that goes for T. So I said 80 times 5 is 400, divided by 400, and I get 5/8 or 0.625. I move my decimal, and I get 62.5%. Really big increase. Number 12, and convert 3 degrees Celsius to Fahrenheit. So I'll plug in 3 to my equation that's looking for Fahrenheit. And I say 3 times 9/5 gives me 5.4 plus 32 gives me 37.4 degrees.